different dimensions of Espoo Innovation Garden, which is Northern Europe's largest innovation and high technology hub. A concentration of over 25 research institutions, over 1,000 companies, over 16,000 high-tech professionals, 110 different nationalities and 5,000 researchers, all jammed inside a small area. And there are plenty of things happening there, and it's a big part of the Finnish startup ecosystem, which is right now booming. So actually in the first 6 months of this year, nearly 700 million euros venture capital was raised to about 180 different Finnish startups and growth companies. That's equivalent, because Finland has 5.4 million people and Germany has 80 million people. That's equivalent of as if in the first 6 months of this year, German startups would have raised over 11 billion euros. And that would have also required about 2,880 startups to get the same numbers. And why is this happening? We have a startup ecosystem that is very much based on the bottom-up culture we have, which means that nobody in the government tells to the students that, hey, create a startup ecosystem, but the students do it themselves. Alt Entrepreneurship Society, ALT-ES, which started as a Facebook group in 2010, is now Europe's largest student entrepreneurship organization. They run Europe's largest startup conference called Slush, arranged every November. We'll be bringing together about 15,000 people, over 3,000 startup companies, over 300 billion euros worth of risk capital coming from all over the world. All the major venture funds of the world will be there. And why are these things really then happening? I would argue that it's largely because of the long-term strategy for creation of digital infrastructure. Over 90% of Finland is covered in fiber and 4G broadband, mobile broadband. So it's like a basic right of every person living in Finland to have access to ultra-fast, very reliable digital infrastructure. And that allows us to develop startup companies, growth companies. It allows big corporations to go forward in their industrial internet and what you call Industry 4.0 here in Germany. Because it's all available. We can do it. The network doesn't have any holes in it. Finnish culture is very similar to German culture. We're punctual, hardworking, and we should actually do much more things together. We already do a lot of things together, but we should do even more things together. Because those kinds of things that can be developed and tested in Finland can then, in collaboration with Germany, be scaled up so that we can go to the world markets. And we must really take this seriously, because if Europe really doesn't get its act together, we are just a market for goods coming from China and digital services coming from the United States. I'm nothing against either, but I believe that we have the skills and capabilities of creating our own platforms and creating our own Googles and Facebooks and whatnot. But we can't do it if we are splittered.
Ja, vielen Dank. Also es geht um Wertschöpfung, es geht um Arbeitsplätze und es geht um Werte, wenn man es zusammenfasst. Schaffen wir das, hier unsere Kräfte zusammenzufügen, oder machen wir so weiter wie bisher? Und wir, jedenfalls die hier am Tisch sitzen, wir wollen den Versuch auf jeden Fall unternehmen, uns zusammenzufügen, und ich darf jetzt